Hey guys, hope everyone's doing good. I wanted to speak to you guys in regards to let's see. I have so much I wanna talk about, but just something that came across my mind just a few moments ago is about how we treat religion. Like we make I feel like this is why a lot of people tend to run away from religion in general. I think especially like in the West, right? I think we made religion seem unappealing to the masses, right? Like we made religion seem like it's very constrictive, right? Like we made religion seem like it's very slave mentality, right? Like we made it everything besides what it should be, and yeah, it's crazy. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that really would be interested in religion. They would want to be interested in deep thinking, right? Like deep just like deep thinking and like just spirituality and and just a lot of just like where religion can take you, because I feel like there is a component of religion that takes you to a higher level, right? And I believe that a lot of people do want to get to that level, right? I mean, especially since if you look around you, like everything is so like shallow, right? Like everything, there might be people out there that let's say for example, like they they tried out things, right? They tried out like different things, and they realized that those things do not make you happy, right? Like those things are very pointless, and they notice it too, right? Like they wake up every morning and they notice that, right? And so and deep down they want to get to that, they want to get to a higher level, right? And yeah, so I believe that a lot of people, there's a lot of people that do wanna, they wanna seek, religion. They wanna seek God. They wanna seek, a deeper meaning or a deeper essence, right? But it's just that we made religion seem so like unappealing. Like the way we put, like the way it's like the way we share the message of Islam, right? Like the way we share it, it's like sometimes like we make it seem very distasteful, like anybody that's listening wouldn't want to get into that world, right? And it's not the world of religion, but it's the world of the way, it's not Islam per se, right? But it's the way that people are making, the way they're presenting Islam, right? They present it in a very like just very dull way, right? And yeah, like there's a lot of people that they feel like in their minds they might feel like I can't become religious because now my life is gonna become no fun. Like I can't have fun anymore, right? Because like we made religion seem like it's very restrictive in that sense, right? Like we're the ones that portray religion like it's like it's just rituals, and like you can't have fun anymore. You can't play video games. You can't do certain things. All you got to do is just pray 24/7, talk about like religion 24/7, do that do all this 24/7, right? But that's far from the truth, right? Like you could have fun. Like you could be someone that's religious and yet still be someone who likes to have fun, right? Like fun, as long as it's not going against like what God, like as long as it's not, let's say, haram, right? You can do, right? Like you can play video games. I mean, you can play video games, right? You can laugh, right? Like I remember, like, even before, like, you know, people I used to know, or like just seeing different people, right? Like, let's say religious people, right? They would never laugh, right? Like they would never laugh. They would never, you know, yeah, they would never laugh or like anything. You know, they have this very serious like demeanor, right? You know, but they don't know that the prophet, you know, he used to smile, right? Like he used to, and I believe there was even a hadith that speaks about like having a cheerful attitude, like having a cheerful expression, right? Like facial expression, you know. But yeah, it's crazy like how we made religion seem so like like honestly, like even me, like honestly, if it for me, like if it wasn't for me learning my religion on my own, like if it wasn't for, you know, because growing up, like, you know, I did go to Duxi, right? But, you know, at the same time, like, you know, I didn't grow up with the, which is also like, I mean, it's good and bad, right? But, you know, but now it's like, I took it upon myself to learn my religion from the beginning, right? From like the basic, like from the foundation level. And it's like, now, man, like nobody cannot tell me anything, right? Like you cannot tell me how to worship my God, right? Like you can't tell me that, you know, what you're doing is wrong, because I know like as long as if I'm doing something that's contradicting the deen, you know, then it's like, okay, you know, that's understandable. But if I'm not contradicting the deen, if I'm not contradicting what the prophet said, right, or what the prophet did, then who are you to tell me what I should do, right? Like, for example, take for instance, like smiling. You know, I don't laugh a lot. Like there is also a hadith about, you know, I don't know if it's a hadith, but, you know, in summary, is like laughing too much, you know, it hardens the heart, right? So for me, I don't consider myself someone who laughs a lot, but I do find humor in things, right? Like I do find certain things to be funny, right? And I do laugh. Like I'm not uptight about it, you know. I'm not like, you know, like I try not to be hard on myself, right? And I'll laugh when it calls for it, right? But at the same time, I do also kind of remind myself that you don't want to go beyond a level of like where you start looking foolish, right? So I think it's all about like that having that balance, you know. First knowing what's right and what's wrong, right? Like what's haram and what's halal, and then like and I think it all boils down to like learning your religion, right? Like learning your religion, you know, and then finding balance in that, right? You know, having like your 5 prayers, you know, together, right? And then if you want to go beyond that, right, go beyond it, right? You know, because your iman only increases, right, as you do more good deeds, right? But if you want to be someone who just does the minimum, right, prays 5 times a day, you know, does like the basic requirement, and now you want to live just like a normal person, right? Like that's fine too, right? Like you know, yeah, I'm just saying all this to say, right, to go back, right, it's like nowadays we make religion, especially as the people that are, you know, because we are responsible in the sense of, you know, reminding other people about the deen, right? So it's like, so when it comes to us presenting the religion, you know, we present it in a very bad way, right? Like we make it like anyone that's listening, like even if I wasn't practicing, or if I wasn't like on my deen and I was listening to other people, like I wouldn't even want to get close to the deen, because the way people present it is like, it's very restrictive and like very, you can't, like, it's like you can't really do anything, right? Like you have to like be in this very like, I mean, this is how they present it, right? Even though the religion is not like that, right? Like, yeah, there's haram and halal, right? But you know, there's also like open spaces for certain things, right? Like for example, like dressing up, right? Like some people will probably say that, you know, if you become like, if you're on your deen, you can't dress up, like you can't look after yourself, right? Like some people would actually do this, or like would believe it, right? um you know, but for me, like me, I like style, right? Like I like certain style. Like if somebody looks at me, like I might not be your traditional, like, you know, your traditional person, right? Like I like style, I like stylish things, right? I like you know, I like smelling good, I like wearing cologne, I like wearing like body sprays and stuff. So it's like, you know, but this is culture, right? Like this is how I grew up. Like excuse me. I'll be sometimes I be having things on my face that while I'm talking, but yeah, like I like stylish things, right? Like it's part of my culture, right? Especially growing up in America, right? Like I started liking different things, right? So, you know, I might not look like, you know, I might not have a thobe on, right? Like I might not wear a thobe, I might not wear like certain things, right? um but that's not a matter of haram or halal, right? That's a matter of culture. You know, you could wear a thobe if you want, or you could just wear regular clothes. Like, you know, that this is just a matter of like preference, right? But yeah, so I'm just saying all this to say, you know, I think we have to do better. We have to do a better job at, you know, presenting the religion in a beautiful way, right? Like in a merciful way, like in a way that's full of compassion, full of love, right? Full of mercy, you know, so that people would, you know, they would feel compelled to learn about their religion, right? Because they see God as this merciful person, right? And not this person that's very restrictive, right? um so yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to mention. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, enjoying life, right? Like sometimes, you know, enjoy the beauty that God has created, right? Like I know today, like, you know, the weather is nice, like the, you know, the air is like, it's, the air is fresh, right? And I enjoy it, like, you know, I enjoy it. You know, I make the most of it, right? um you know, it's there's nothing wrong with like enjoying and liking things, right? You know, there's nothing wrong with you know, liking certain things, right? As long, like I said, as long as it's not haram, right? Like, as long as it's not haram, right? But yeah, you know, I think we just gotta, you know, start presenting the religion in a beautiful, in a more beautiful way, right? um Especially being the people who are in, I guess, in charge of delivering the message, right? Deliver it in a beautiful way, man. Because, you know, people will fall in love with not what you say, but like how you deliver it, right? Like how do you deliver the message, right? You know, they'll look at your character, like they'll look at if they can relate to you, right? Like something about you is gonna click with them, right? And that's gonna help them get closer to the deen. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna attribute everything that you're saying, or not just saying, like the way you carry yourself, they're gonna attribute it to someone, right? And they might ask you like, hey, like, you know, tell me about yourself, right? And then now is the perfect time to get into the deen, right? Like now is the perfect time to tell them, like, hey, like, you know, I'm a Muslim, you know, my religion, my parents, you know, they raised me, you know, under Islam, you know, and that's the right time to like preach to them, you know, about the religion, right? But first they have to see something about you, right? Like, you know, I know, like I mentioned this before too, like a lot of our Muslims, like, you know, when we greet each other, right? Like we don't even greet each other with like a smile, you know, like we don't even greet each other with like a warm smile, right? Like we don't even want to be next to each other. Like that's the crazy part. Like, you would think like as Muslims we would prefer Muslims over others, right? You know, but sometimes we don't even like being around one another, man. Like that's the crazy part. But yeah, man, we just gotta do a better job at you know just, and then it comes with like working on us, right? Like working on ourselves, right? Like seeking knowledge, you know, um, and trying to better yourself, you know, and then inshallah all that everything else would work out, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to, I had this on my mind, and I just wanted to speak about it. And yeah, like I said, it's nothing it's nothing wrong with like enjoying your life, man, like, in of course in a halal way, right? Like smile sometimes, like, cheer up sometimes, right? Like look at the beauty of life sometimes, like look at the beauty of life. Like learn to appreciate things, learn to experience, you know the beauty of the life that we're in, right? Like don't make it like it's very restrictive, because it's not, right? Like, yeah, there's haram things, but don't make the halal things restrictive, right? Like, don't make the things that are okay to do, don't make that restrictive, because now people are gonna feel like they can't even breathe, right? Like the way you're presenting the religion is like people are gonna be afraid to even breathe, because it's like, whoa, like this guy's on me, like every time I can't even take a deep breath, like like I can't even breathe, man. But yeah, so yeah, I'll just end there, and I don't want to keep rambling. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, I always appreciate you guys, the little people that watch my videos. I appreciate you guys for always tuning in. I hope everything is going right with you guys. I hope everything is going. I hope everything is blessed, right? Like I hope everything is going right. And I hope God blesses everyone. And yeah, I hope everyone is blessed. And yeah, take care, guys.